I have an interesting video for you guys, and a lot of you have been asking for this story because you want to know what happened between me and Liz Gillies. Before we go any further, I do want to note that these are my real life experiences. I'm not making this up. This isn't some type of declaration of facts. This is just what I have gone through as a person, and we're going to talk a little bit about her relationship with her husband, Michael. If you guys don't know who Liz Gillies is, you may recognize her as Jade from Victorious, which was a show on Nickelodeon. Michael also worked on Victorious, and he's about 20 years older than Liz, maybe even 21 years older than Liz is. I believe he worked the sound on Victorious, like he did something with the sound engineering, something like that, but it's clear that he met Liz Gillies when she was on the show Victorious, and he was like 35 years old, I believe. Again, we're not making any conspiracies or anything here. We're just talking about the straight up facts, and it is a fact that he worked on that show with Liz Gillies, and she was a teenager at the time. Actually, if you guys did a quick Google search, you will see that there are some articles where people question if, Liz met her husband while filming Victorious, because they both were working on that show. The couple actually married in 2020, and they kept their marriage a secret for about a month before they announced it, and I believe at this point she would have been like maybe 25 years old. So this article is asking the question, so did they know one another when Liz Gillies was just a teenager? Supposedly she has not admitted to that, but they supposedly had been dating for 6 years and then they got married. So if they got married at 25, that means they would have started dating around like 19 years old. Liz did say though that she's always had a crush on him, but she played it cool, which always is a big word, because when you've met when you were 15 and you started dating when you're like 19, like that's always is a long time. Again, I am not making any assumptions that they started dating when she was a teen. Obviously they got married when she was an adult, and I'm not trying to make that assumption. I'm not trying to alleged whatever do anything. Like, just don't send your lawyers after me. Like, it's really like, if it's not that serious to you, it's not that, you know what I mean? But anyways, so I don't think that they were full-blown dating when she was a teenager, but these articles are asking the question. You guys may remember that I posted a video in January 2021. It was only up for a couple days before I got the cease and desist, which we will look at the cease and desist in just a second, but I wanted to pull a few screenshots from that video of old photos of them together, which again isn't here to prove anything besides the fact that they may have known each other when they were both working on the same show, which makes sense to me. So here's an old video of them supposedly at Michael's house singing with the piano. They've got the dog there. There's a full-blown video of this, but we're not going to play that right now. Here are also some old photos of them together. Again, I'm not going to speculate how old Liz was here. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know, but you guys can see these are older photos of them together. There are plenty of photos of them hanging out that are just lost on the internet. And here's one more photo I wanted to share with you guys. There they are in the corner. It appears that they are maybe hugging, and this is a photo that's pretty much been scrubbed from the internet, so it's pretty hard to find, and I just want to show you guys because it shows that they've been together, allegedly they've been together hanging out, not dating. I'm just saying allegedly in the same room. I mean, they were co-workers. Again, I'm not trying to get sued. So now I want to play a couple of clips that I included in my original video, and again, these are just random clips. Like, I'm not trying to make any assumptions. Like, you guys know my videos are not typically like this, but we've had our legal threats, so we're moving cautiously. But this next clip is Liz on Jimmy Fallon, and pretty much she tells him that she moved in with her boyfriend after 2 weeks of dating him, which doesn't really make sense to me. I mean, I guess if they were dating for 5 or 6 years, and then so was she living with him the entire time they were dating? It just seems like they moved really fast, but I don't think that's reality.
They called me when my family was in town visiting my boyfriend for the first time, and I moved in with my boyfriend after 2 weeks of dating him.
Good idea.
So, that my dad, it always works out when you do that. We're still together, so it's good. But anyway,
okay.
So it's a little bizarre that they moved in so quickly. I mean, I would not recommend that to my friends who just started dating someone, especially someone who is 20 years older than them. again, that's just an age gap. That's a fact. That's not me like making up some, yeah, he's 20 years older. Okay. But let's talk a little bit about this interview with Zach Sang. Zach Sang is a YouTuber, podcaster person who's interviewed a lot of different famous people. Like, I have no idea how he has connections to all these famous people, but he did an old interview with Liz Gillies. And during this interview, he actually brings up her boyfriend at the time. This would have been before the Jimmy Fallon clip, and you guys will see her face when he brings up her boyfriend is a little like taken back, kind of like, oh, like, you know, we don't talk about that on camera. And it's just kind of an awkward clip. And that's pretty much what I want to show you guys.
Liz is gorgeous. Everybody thinks and
I'm not going to date you, Zach.
I've been trying.
Stop!
For years.
It's not going to happen.
I've been making slow attempts.
Yeah, I know.
Even by baking at your boyfriend's house. No, they don't go unnoticed?
What? Yeah, no.
Okay, good. No, so, you know, I've been making slow attempts.
Yeah, I know.
Even by baking at your boyfriend's house. No, they don't go unnoticed?
What? Yeah, no.
Okay, so you guys can tell she was clearly taken back. And before we move on to the cease and desist, I want to play one more clip where this person asks Liz about like Valentine's Day and like special things. And she goes on to share what she's done for Valentine's Day and things like that. And I think it just like speaks volumes to how deep their relationship is, because when she spoke on Jimmy Fallon, it made it seem like very quick, like we moved in after 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. But they seem like they've been together for years and years with the way that she's sharing about their Valentine's Days.
What's the nicest thing you've ever done for your significant other?
Oh, aside from cooking a meal, which I always think is a very big thing and it's very nice, it becomes something, you know, it becomes like an old habit. It's like, that's like a nice thing to do for someone. To surprise them with a special little snack. I like to make birthdays and events and holidays and Valentine's Days special. And so I always try to plan something special. So, you know, I always have like a little,
like a puppy moment.
Okay. Yes. My first year, I think, oh no, this was actually really sweet. One year I was away. I was in Canada filming the incredible Oscar-winning movie Patty on Lifetime, which I actually wasn't nominated for, which is so crazy because I was so good in it.
There's still a chance. Listen.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe they just lost it in the mail. They just lost it in the mail. That's what it is. And he loves Star Wars, so I got a Darth Vader to come to the house and sing him happy birthday in the middle of his birthday party. And he was big and fat and bad. And he was bad. And everyone loved it so much. And there happened to be a musician there, and he played the theme when he walked in. And he was like, "Where's Michael? Hey there." And I was like, "What is this? It's so weird." But I was calling from Canada. I was like, "And you have a good Darth Vader?" The guy's like, "Yeah, it was great." I was like, "Oh my God, amazing." I've had portraits drawn of the dogs and framed. I've had pigs show up for Valentine's Day wearing t-shirts that say, "I love you." I've had goats. And then, puppy party, a surprise puppy party I had too, which sounds like a little girl thing, but we love dogs. So, I mean, would you be bummed out by a puppy party, Andrew?
No, I love that.
Honestly, I don't know what the main takeaway from that clip is, but I wanted to include it because it was in my original video, and that video had to be taken down. And again, I don't know if my video... I don't know, like, okay, so at the time I didn't have lawyers and everything, so I didn't know, like, you know, how to operate in YouTube, so I was like, sure, I'll take it down, but I don't think I did anything wrong in that video, and I don't believe I'm doing anything wrong now. So here is the cease and desist letter that I was sent. It was sent on January 22nd, 2021, so over a year ago, and it was 1 day after I posted that video, only 1 day. So let's go ahead and just check it out. This is a very short cease and desist. I've never gotten a cease and desist so short. I'm actually surprised looking back on it after getting, you know, a good amount that I'm like, ooh, like they didn't even like clarify what I did wrong, but they presented themselves that they are, you know, a firm that represents Liz Gillies and affiliated entities, so I would assume her husband, and they linked my original YouTube video. As you are surely aware, the materials on the site contain false, defamatory, and disparaging remarks about Miss Gillies and her loved ones. These comments, at minimum, constitute actionable defamation in violation of Miss Gillies and her husband's rights of publicity and privacy. She's a public figure. I can talk about her all day long, and all these pictures and everything are public. I didn't post them. I didn't go into their house and look through and shuffle through their pictures to post them on the internet. Everything's very much public. Also, like, defamatory, that's a very big claim, honey. Like, you're gonna have to show some damages. So, I've like, there's it's very hard to win a defamation case, especially with my little old YouTube channel. Like, my little old YouTube channel isn't doing anything. If they're gonna have to really try to shut me up, they're gonna have to give me like exact quotes that I said that were actually defamation. So they said that this may rise to a level of intentional infliction of emotional distress. I would argue that I was inflicted with emotional distress when I was sent the cease and desist, especially that it has no like real like basis. At least there's no, like, usually cease and desist, they will list what you did wrong, and they'll list other other cases, other lawsuits that are examples that support why you were wrong. I don't see any of that there. They also said that I'm using Liz's like name, likeness, and identity to have economic value. What economic value? Like, what do you think that YouTube is paying over here? Seriously, like, I don't have to use her to make it's like, it's almost, this assumption right here makes it seem like I'm selling merch that has her face on it. You know what I mean? Like, they would write this if I was literally selling something with her face on it. I mean, for example, this story is literally a personal experience with her. There's nothing, she's part of this situation with me, and I'm sharing my experience, not just using her name and her likeness to push a product. It's like if I was selling skincare and had a picture of her as the thing, you know, and like you use that. That's the assumption he's making here, or they're making here. So it's the valuable property right has been misappropriated and tarnished by your use of her name and likeness in a false and negative light. I never said anything negative or false about Liz Gillies. Like, literally, maybe I was talking about her husband and I was calling him a creep in that video, but I wasn't like ragging on Liz. So I feel like they need to represent Michael if they're really going to say that I was saying all this stuff about Liz. Let me read this. In addition to your torturous actions, like, do you really want to go into a courtroom and talk about what torture is? Because my little YouTube video is not a torturous action. Like, especially when I hear like about Ukraine and stuff, I'm like, girl, you think this is torture? Then your conduct constitutes unlawful misappropriation of name, voice, and likeness, unfair competition, and deceptive trade practices. Girl, deceptive trade practices. Why did I even take this video down? What trade practice? Like, what? I'm not selling anything here. All such actions entitle Liz Gillies to substantial punitive damages. So she wants to get some money from whatever my YouTube video did to her, which is, again, like, very crazy, because it's not like I'm broadcasting these videos to like millions of people. Like, there's no, what damages? You would have to, the thing is that what's really interesting is that if we were to go into the courtroom, she would have to prove what damages. What damage did I literally do? Like, if she's selling something, let's say that Liz Gillies had a hairspray, right? She's selling this hairspray, and then I make my video and everyone stops buying it. Oh, well, that's damages. But nothing like that happened. Nothing, there's no damage to her. Is she even working right now? Even if she is working, my video is not affecting her work at all. Very insane to me. They demand that I use her voice, likeness, whatever, from the future. Again, she's a public figure. When you're a public figure, you have, there's certain things that you can't just like demand. Like, I can't be like, oh, you guys can't watch my video anymore because my YouTube is now just for me and you guys just need to stop watching it, even though it's publicly available and being pushed into your face, kind of like Liz Gillies' face and through Nickelodeon and things like that. You can't just like, yeah. And pretty much this is the end of their oh my god, this is the end of their letter. So this is pretty much what I was sent. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to go through and share what happened with Liz, because it makes me upset that she, I don't know, sent her lawyers right after me, but she has the right to do so and I have the right to respond. So maybe I'm about a year late, but I decided I wanted to talk about this, and I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Here is my email. If you guys have any other video ideas for me, reach out, but I'll see you guys in a new video soon. Bye, guys.